All right, so moving on to the final segment, I'll be sharing my WWE Backlash prediction. So as I record this segment, Backlash is Saturday, May 10th. There's only 4 matches that are announced for the card so far, so I'll be going over the 4 matches and sharing my predictions for those 4 respective matches that are already announced for the PLE card. So starting off with the first match between Gunther and Pat McAfee. Now, I honestly feel like a lot of people are sleeping on this feud. I like how this feud started the night after WrestleMania, the Raw after WrestleMania, I should say, with Gunther attacking both Raw commentators of Michael Cole and Pat McAfee, putting Pat McAfee to sleep in the sleeper hold. And I like the direction that this is going in, with Gunther taking out his frustration on losing the World Heavyweight Championship to Jey Uso with the commentators' comments of Gunther quitting against Jey Uso at WrestleMania 41. But a lot of people might be upset that Gunther's first feud after losing the titles against Pat McAfee. Now, let's not forget Pat McAfee's a scrub. Former NFL punter for the punter for the Indianapolis Colts. Big college analyst, game day, does great work for ESPN. But a lot of people forget that Pat McAfee is actually solid in a wrestling ring. Look at his match that he had back in 2020 against Adam Cole. He was a part of a War Games match against the Undisputed Era in 2020 as well. Had some solid matches against Austin Theory at WrestleMania and Baron Corbin at SummerSlam in the past. So Pat McAfee can go in the ring. He's pretty solid. But I think Gunther and Pat McAfee are low-key going to have a good match. I think Gunther can have a good match with anybody. I think the ring general is going to shine against Pat McAfee. I think Pat McAfee is going to hit a set of moves on Gunther. But at the end of the day, it's going to be Gunther winning the match against Pat McAfee. I think he's going to use his signature sleeper hold to put away Pat McAfee and then move back to the main event scene, pursuing that World Heavyweight Championship and possibly going after Jey Uso as soon as possible. But I think this is a good, solid feud for Gunther, something for him to do outside the World Heavyweight title scene. So next match, you have Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Now, I truly like the direction that this feud is going in. Becky Lynch returning and attacking Bayley to become Lyra Valkyria's tag team partner against Liv Morgan and Raquel Gonzalez at WrestleMania 41 Night 2 to win the women's tag team titles. Then 24 hours later on the Raw after WrestleMania, they lose the titles and Becky Lynch turns heel, beating the hell out of Lyra Valkyria pillar to post and turning on someone that looked up to her as a mentor in the ring. And Becky Lynch, this heel run feels fresh. I think this is something that needed to happen in the women's division on the Monday Night Raw scene. And this is actually the first big mid-card title feud that we're getting that is regarding the Intercontinental title or the United States Women's title since the titles were established. But I think Becky Lynch is going to go over here. She's going to become the new Women's Intercontinental Champion. I think her and Lyra Valkyria have great in-ring chemistry. Obviously, we've seen when these two respective women got in the ring, when Lyra went over on Becky to win the NXT Women's title a year or so ago. But this is going to be a great match and a good start to the feud between Becky and Lyra Valkyria. Next match, you have Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight versus Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre on a fatal 4-way match for the United States Championship. Now, I think this is the perfect way to start up Jacob Fatu's new United States title run. This title run began at WrestleMania 41, Night 1, where he defeated LA Knight cleanly without any outside interference from the bloodline of Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga to win the United States title. So I like it. Jacob Fatu fighting the top-tier competition on the blue brand of Friday Night SmackDown. And you got two feuds colliding into one for this fatal 4-way match. Remember, Jacob Fatu and LA Knight just feuded for the United States title at WrestleMania 41. Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre have been feuding for basically a big chunk of time in 2024, carrying over 2025 with a really good match at WrestleMania 41. But I think this match could low-key steal the show. I think there's a lot of potential with these 4 respective wrestlers getting in a ring with each other. But I see Jacob Fatu retaining the United States title. I don't see him losing his first title defense. But the seeds are definitely being planted between Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa for the United States title this summer. I think Jacob Fatu is going to turn face and leave Solo Sikoa because Solo Sikoa is low-key planting the seeds for Jacob Fatu to fail as the United States champion. So we're going to see, I mean, the Bloodline storyline is basically put to bed with Paul Heyman turning on Roman Reigns. But we'll see the final, the nail in the coffin for the Bloodline 2.0 this summer between Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. And finally, we will be getting John Cena defending the WWE title against Randy Orton. Now, we are so lucky to get this rivalry once again. Nostalgia is a real thing, and you feel this when you see the one more time between John Cena and Randy Orton that have one of the greatest rivalries in WWE history. And I'm reliving my childhood again because Cena and Orton were feuding with each other when I was a little boy and second, third grade. Seeing this start from 2007 going all the way to 2025 is absolutely golden to me. And they've had one hell of a feud with several matches, that being I Quit matches, 2 Hell in a Cell matches, a 60-minute Iron Man match, an undisputed TLC match, and an undisputed championship match for the WWE and World Heavyweight title back in 2013. The list goes on. But this time, the roles are reversed with John Cena being the heel and Orton being the babyface. It was obviously vice versa the whole entire time that Cena and Orton feuded. This time, this match should be epic as well. And this could be the last time we get Cena and Orton, so I think they're going to hit it out of the park. With this match taking place in St. Louis, Missouri, the hometown of Randy Orton, John Cena is going to retain here and play the heel role perfectly. He's going to probably hit a low blow on Orton. He's probably going to bash Randy Orton's head in with the WWE title, retain the title, and play the heel role perfectly, standing over top of Randy Orton with the WWE title as the last real champion is seen one last time in St. Louis, Missouri, successful against Randy and Randy Orton's hometown of St. Louis, Missouri. I think this could be a good PLE. We'll probably see the 5th and final match will probably be Jey Uso versus Logan Paul for the World Heavyweight title. I think that's going to be a solid match. I could be wrong. Maybe another match is added, but there's definitely going to be a 5th and final match, probably announced as soon as tomorrow or later on in the week. But those are my WWE Backlash predictions. That is all the time I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. This is your host, Thomas Tyree, signing off, and I'll see you guys on next week's episode.